Hey now! Hey now! Wow. What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got done watching Krampus. Krampus is a 2015 Christmas horror movie, and I remember when this movie first came out, seeing the previews, and I was intrigued by the film. I was curious about it. But for whatever reason I didn't watch it, and every year after the fact I always went, oh yeah, that movie, I should check that out. So this year my girlfriend and I decided, let's watch Krampus. It's a horror movie. We wanted to be scared, but we wanted to keep it in the Christmas theme. The film is directed by Michael Dougherty, which is good. It's a good sign because he directed one of my favorite Halloween movies, Trick or Treat. Something new, something different, fresh, and it's a film that I try to watch almost every year. This movie, the plot is we meet this family on Christmas who, I guess you could say, they don't have the greatest relationship. I mean, they have other families coming over their house, and the son, for example, is not liking this because their kids are really mean and rude, and the families bicker and don't get along, and he's just really regretting Christmas. He even has a letter written for Santa, but he's so upset he rips up the letter. This causes not Santa Claus to show up, but the opposite of Santa Claus. This guy named Krampus, who's dressed like Santa, but he's all deformed and disfigured, and he has a bunch of evil minions who do his bidding and his dirty work. Basically, if you lose hope and faith in Christmas, then he comes to collect you and bring you to hell. So this family has to try to survive this night out. Now, what I thought of Krampus was, I did not like this movie at all. I was severely disappointed, just for so many reasons. Let's first start with the cast. The cast, we have Adam Scott as Tom. He's the father in the movie. He's married to Sarah, played by Toni Collette, and I like both of these actors. I do. It was a little funny to see Adam Scott in this role, more of a serious role, because I'm used to seeing him in comedies. I know he might have done a serious movie here or there, but I look at him and I think either douchebag or I think comedy. Now, he did a fine job here as the father and just trying to keep everyone level-headed and together. Sure, but between him and you have another character who shows up, David Koechner, who plays Howard. He too is predominantly known for comedies, and he came in as sort of an a-hole like guy, and it surprised me how much of this cast seemed like they were more comedy actors. And you watch the movie and you think, oh, well, maybe that's because they wanted us to get to know these people and like them and find them funny, so then when crap hits the fan, you would feel scared or invested. But for me, it felt like a tonal shift. It felt like some moments they wanted to go for more comedy, and other moments they wanted to go for more, not even scary, but they took horror element and made it goofy, and then they would want you to be scared. And it's like, well, I can't be scared after you just did this goofy thing. For example, you have the kids. The daughter, Beth, she's played by Stephania Levy Owen, and she's sort of a bitch to her brother. She goes out to go see her boyfriend, and she's the first one to go. And you see her outside. It's a snowstorm. It's really bad out, and she starts to hear things and see things outside. Now, I admit the premise and the idea of Krampus is interesting, and it's creepy, and they could have really gone for it and made it scary and made it memorable, made it a new wave of a Christmas movie that I would watch every year. But your first impression of him is just this big CGI goof running on rooftops, and I immediately checked out. I immediately was like, wow, this is dumb, this isn't scary, this doesn't look real. But then you see the daughter get attacked by one of those wind-up dolls. You know, the wind-up dolls that's in the box, and when you wind it up, it pops out, and that's what takes her. And I'm like, seriously? I know it's Christmas themed. I know it's Christmas related stuff, and you want to take that and twist it and make it scary, sure, but you can only do so much with a wind-up doll to make that scary. For example, there's a scene later on where live, living and breathing and talking gingerbread men go after them and try to kill them, shooting them with like staple guns or whatever it's doing, and one of them even gets eaten by the dog. Like, it's so silly and goofy, and maybe that's what the director was going for. He was going for trying to make something scary but then have funny moments in it. It just didn't work. It didn't work. It was so silly. It was so, made you sit back and go, what the hell is this? I want to be scared. I want to feel something here. You have the wind-up doll. It, I guess, is eating people. So there comes a point where it gets bigger and bigger, and you see actually one scene where it eats one of the kids. Like, you see it shoving its legs and feet into its mouth, and it looks freaky, but then you find out, well, it's not eating them to kill them, it's actually just collecting them, so you immediately lose all fear in that as well. The main son, Max, is played by MJ Anthony, and he was fine. He's the main one, though, who loses all faith at Christmas, and I thought they were going to play more into that, and play more into him, but he just sort of seemed to be there just to be there. There came a point where the grandmother is there. The grandmother, the whole time, is quiet and just giving weird looks, and the craziness is happening. She's not saying anything until finally, after so much stuff has happened, after so many of the kids have been kidnapped, then she decides to stop and tell them a little story, and the movie turns into claymation, Nightmare Before Christmas style, of when she was a little girl and how her family was taken by Krampus as well. And she knew all about this. She knows the rules. And like, really, Grandma? You're just now saying something about this? I know horror movies always have an old person who knows what's going on. But usually, like at least in Friday the 13th, when Old Man Ralph was trying to tell them, he came off like a crazy guy, so nobody believed him. This grandmother wasn't even saying anything. So you don't care about her as well. The effects, there were some moments of using like practical effects. There were some moments of actually having like puppets or stuff, and some of that worked okay. But the fact that one of them was an evil teddy bear, just again instantly I felt silly watching this. And then when you finally see Krampus in the flesh, upright, and he has I and he's big and huge, and he has the horns, he didn't really look scary to me. He had the big long face and the weird eyes, and I never was afraid. Not once. I can't tell if this movie wanted me to have more fun or and laugh, or if this movie was trying to scare me, because it didn't accomplish either one. By the end of the movie, where I saw the ending and how dumb this ending was, I literally thought, wow, what a waste of time. I should have rewatched Black Christmas instead if I wanted a scary Christmas movie. This movie sucks, in my opinion. It's a shame, too, because I love Trick or Treat, and I don't know what the hell happened with this. It's a shame. It really, really is. I'll never watch this movie ever again. I'll never own it. Anyways, let me know in the comments below. If you saw Krampus, what do you think of it? Did you like it more than I did? Or do you agree that, yeah, it just sucks? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
These silent screams became a part of me. I'm moving past that. Please won't you free my soul? Can't hardly breathe in this society. I'm just a madman. Leave misery at home. Leave misery at home.